All right, and we are live on this. Actually, you can't really see it, but it's a rainy day here in my part of Ontario, Canada. But that does not mean it's not a magnificent day to hang out with my friends and do some writing sprints. Here at Dabble's Writing Sprints, we have three 20-minute sprints lined up with 5-minute breaks in between, starting with our 5-minute break to kick things off. Hi, everyone. It's Doug. I'm glad to be here. I feel like I don't know. I feel like I'm still in, this is going to sound ridiculous, a like 60-day novel challenge hangover because we did so many live events during the 60-day novel challenge, right? And I was on screen so often. And then January rolled around. And if you're in my academy, you know that we did 2 workshops during that month and we did other stuff like we had our normal sprints and whatnot. And now I just feel like I only get to see you once a week unless we have something else going on. And I think I'm in like a little bit of withdrawal. Uh, but hello everyone. Let me scroll up to the top here. I see that Ashley's here and Aaron's here and Wheelie Gal. Hello, Wheelie Gal. If you have, I only get to see YouTube usernames on my end. So if you have a name you'd prefer other than just your username, let me know. I'll write it down, add it to my list. Same with JMax Millions here. Hello, and Elena's here. Gave us an update on your work in progress, which is excellent. Bonds here. Hello. And let me keep scrolling here. Bernadette's here and Shannon. Hello. And okay, I think Jackie for Wheelie Gal. Excellent. Adding it to the list because I shan't remember, but that's why I write things down. Bill is here as well, and Brianna's here, and Melaine Featherfield is here. Welcome everybody. What a great crowd we have going on today. Rain saying, "Hey Rain, I should do more sprints." I'll think about it. I'll put it in the bank. It's the big limiting factor is time. So yeah. Bernadette saying, can't wait to see the new house. And Wheelie Gal or Jackie said, beautiful background. Thank you. I will have a different background, not next week, but the week after when I move. And it might not be the permanent one. It might not be its final form. As those of us who watched a lot of Dragon Ball Z when we were younger say. But I hope it looks good. And Elena has a Cities Chronicles book set in Toronto. Toronto's a great city. Elaine's fine. Okay, excellent. Awesome. Ashley's getting some really dirty looks now, because you may have exclaimed. That's hilarious. Rue, first time sprinter from Spain. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. Speaking of the sprints, let me grab a link here. You will find, whether you're joining me on YouTube or if you swing by on Facebook, all the links should be down below me to our sprints today, but you're welcome to sprint in whatever tool platform you want to use. The platform over at wordsprints.org uses Dabble's text editor, so you'll get the familiar typewriting scroll. It'll feel the same. It'll look the same. Then you can join us there if you want. Otherwise, just hang out with us, Excellent. Okay. I think I've caught up on the chat. We are good to go. Let me organize my screen here so that I'm ready. We got 1 minute and 20 seconds until, okay. Oh, it's J.M. Brown. Oh, well, thank you. Or Jared. Has been a minute. YouTube did the old switcheroo on us. Anyway. I have a Dugget lined up for you today, a little tip that I think everyone could probably benefit from. I have a little discussion that we can have today in the long 5 minutes we have in between these sprints. But if you haven't already, let me know what you're working on. Ashley's asking if I got a message from Abby yesterday. Oh, yeah, about your passport. She gave it to me without context, and I'm like, sorry, what am I doing? So that caught me by surprise. But hey, if I have to make a trip over to the UK and all expenses paid by work, of course, then I'm happy to. We'll just have to convince the boss. Wheelie Gal, one of my 30 novels. That's actually the discussion topic I want to touch on. Is how do you choose on? But our sprints are starting. We have the sprint up here, but you should be looking at your own screen, getting those words written, edited, brainstormed, whatever it is. 20 minutes starts now. I'll talk to you in a few. Sorry, folks. I do want to say I don't like interrupting sprints with my voice. I apologize. If you do happen to be looking at the screen, I am writing part of a fight scene today. There may be violent, well, there will be violence. There might be some gore that you see. So if that makes you uncomfortable, don't look at the screen, please. I'll get it off when the timer's up. Okay, get back to your writing. Oh, all right. That is our first sprint of the day done. How did it go for everyone? Sorry for the jump scare in the middle. um, okay, so let me catch up on the chat here. Zena came in with 16 minutes left. Welcome. Hello, hello. And Emily just came in as well. Fantastic. Welcome, everybody. Um, Bond got 505 on your LinkedIn post. Excellent. Elena 220. Fantastic. Aaron. Hey, Aaron 50. Mullane got 721. Awesome. Awesome. Awesome work, everyone. I forgot to ask what everyone is working on. So make sure you tell me that. I am continuing my edits or my not edits, the scenes I need to expand on or redo or add based on my first revision pass. And I'm making progress. I this scene in particular is turning out to be a little bit long. Like, I know as I'm writing this that 15-20% is going to have to be cut because it's just too long. But that's a other revision problem. That is not a drafting problem for me. Um, so Ashley wrote 6 of your Shinari indicators for a pupil. Don't know what that is, but great job. Emily 126. Shannon got 60 words, but you're editing, so still great. Rain, you're close to the end of the first draft. That's fantastic. I love it. Aaron's editing as well. Zena 80 words for chapter 3 of your novel. Fantastic. Jackie 213 words. Awesome. Elaine, chapter 11 of your Sweden tetralogy. Yeah, it's a tough one to say. Tetralogy. Tetralogy. That should be it. More refining of a cat people race origin story for Bernadette. That's excellent. Okay, my Dugget, the thing I promised you. And for those who are new here, Dugget is a term that the community coined where it's just a nugget from Doug, a nugget of wisdom, a little tip. And this one comes from, I think it was Emery over in the community at dabbleu.com. If you're not part of Dabbleu Campus, you don't have to be a dabbler. It's a free community of thousands of writers that you can go and join right now. It's at dabbleu.com. Emery over there, I think, posted something about managing, like, how do you find the time? How do you build the writing habit when you don't have time or energy to do it? And a lot of people gave some great answers, and I think Christina tagged me in an answer as well, and so I contributed a little bit. But one thing that I kind of threw at the end that I think everyone can benefit from is sleep. One of the best pieces of advice that I have heard recently is treat sleep like it's as important as it is. And I think that sleep, we all know it's super important. And yet we are all willing to sacrifice it for the dumbest reasons. Uh, like the Netflix series that you're binging, the next episode will be there tomorrow. That's not to say you can't stay up late. You're adults. Do whatever you want. But we have to acknowledge that sleep is so important. And when you intentionally deprive yourself of it, intentionally is the word there, you are doing yourself harm. And then what kills me is people who then go into like work the next day or a social situation and say something like, oh, I only got 3 hours of sleep last night. If you're saying that as like a complaint, like, oh, I'm struggling today, perfectly valid. If you're saying that as like a badge of honor, like, oh, I'm operating on 3 hours of sleep and I'm crushing, or you don't know what it's like because I only got 4 hours of sleep last night. It's like saying, oh, I intentionally cut off the tip of my finger yesterday. Look at how well I'm doing for that. Like, you did the harm to yourself if you intentionally lost sleep. So this is not a 7 nights a week thing. You will stay up late. You will have things that come up. You will do whatever you want, but treat sleep like it is as important as it is, because we all know how important it is. And sleep is directly tied to stress levels. So if you are feeling stressed out, it will not solve your stress. It will not magically cure you of being stressed. That's not possible. But it will help de-stress you a little bit if you start saying, hey, this thing that our bodies need to function properly is very important. So I'm going to treat it like it's very important. There you go. And Bethan's here. Welcome. And thank you. It is how okay. I hear the beeping of the timer here. The link for the second one's down below, and I'm putting it in the chat here. But like, how do you expect to write your best story or commit yourself to an artistic passion if you aren't taking care of yourself, right? So it's a slow process. You're not going to go to bed tonight and get 10 hours of sleep, nor do you probably need it. But start being like, hey, it's, instead of staying up till 1, go to bed at 12:30. So staying up till 11, go to like get into bed at 10, right? And then go from there. Anyway, I've already killed half an hour of my own writing time. Um, Oh yeah, and enjoy the fireside chat if you're going over there. I won't hold it against you. But happy writing, everyone. Let me pop this up on here, and I'll talk to you in 19 minutes. All right, everyone. That is our second sprint of the day done. Um, how'd it go? How'd it go for everyone? I took some time, a couple times during that sprint, to just sit back and think, okay, what do I actually want from this scene? What is the outcome that I need? And I know what it is because like I'm inserting this in an existing draft. But what do I need to accomplish here, and how do I actually get there, rather than just typing and hoping that it comes out? Because sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. Christina's here. Welcome, welcome. Mullane got 477. Bond got 181 words. Listening to the fireside chat. Excellent. Emily got 149. Danny 158, struggling with writing a modern urban fantasy masquerade. I like that. I like that. I mean, I love urban fantasy. Masquerades are a lot of fun. Is it a supernatural force putting on the masquerade? I'm assuming so. I always go to vampires for masquerades, but that might be because of Vampire the Masquerade, which is a different masquerade. How many times can I say masquerade before it starts to sound weird? Ashley's making some progress there too. Bernadette got some more paragraphs done. Excellent. I got 653 words done myself there. Let me grab the link to the other sprint, pop it in the chat there. Okay, the one topic that I was going to talk about that Jackie brought up earlier was, how do I decide what to work on? Right. And I think I have um, yeah, here we go. I have so many stories, I don't even know which one to work on. And if you've been around the block with me before, you know that I am a big goals guy. And I don't say that in that, pick the story that's going to further your author career or journey the most. Pick the story that's going to be the most profitable. No, 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 no. No, no, no. But when you have a bunch of options available to you, whether it be what you want to write, what you want to do with some free time, what have you, pick the one that will have the most impact on you. That will be the most important to you. All things equal, pick the one that's going to be the most important to you. And what important means will vary based on where you're at in life, what your energy levels are at. The most important could be the one that is the one closest to being published, right? Could be one that actually kickstarts your author career. Most important right now could be the one that is the most fun, right? Most important could be the one that is burning a hole in your head, and you have this great idea for a character and you want to bring them to life and you can't think about anything else. So you go with that one, right? But only you can figure out which one is the most important. It's usually not like a split second decision. It usually takes a little bit of thinking, some intentional thinking at that too. So give it a little bit of thought. And the thing is, unless you have like a publisher deadline, or you have a pre-order up and you got to get your book ready for indie publishing by a certain date, there is no wrong answer as to what is most important or what is important and the thing that you want to focus on. And I go back to, it could be the one that's most fun. It could be the one that's calling your name. It could be the one that is closest to being published. It could be the one that you've been working on for a couple of years and you keep getting distracted by other first drafts, but you really want to get this one done because you haven't published in a handful of years either. And it would be really important to you to get this book published. For a friend, saying that for a friend. Willie's asking, okay, hold on. We got a couple things going on here. So focused on books. Hello, everyone. Is there a back button in the software? I deleted a chunk. There should be. Control Z is undo, or Command, I think, on a Mac. A Mac user can tell me about that. If you can't recover it, email support@dabblewriter.com, and they'll be able to help you out. But Control Z will undo things for you. And then Jackie's asking, how do you do that, though, when they are all important but lose momentum? They can all be important, but some of them are going to be more important at this moment than others. And you need to just figure out what is most important to you. All right. And you said 30 stories before. Oh, Control Z. Sorry, Control Z for my American friends there. Didn't even process it. Didn't even think. But it's up to you. And like figuring out what's important and not losing momentum are tied together, but they're also separate and warrant a whole conversation. But you just need to figure out, hey, what is the thing I want to be working on today, because it is the most important thing for me right now. That's where I think the most energy should be spent, to make yourself feel best. Yeah, I'm your favorite with a U though. Here we go. The sprint has started. I've been real lax about that starting time today. So let's get this last sprint in, get those words in. We'll reconvene on the other side. Happy writing, my friends. All right, that is our third and final sprint of the day done. How'd it go, everyone? Let me know. I'm actually quite happy with how this all turned out. Even if I know some of it needs to be trimmed for the sake of not having a super long chapter. I'm happy. I'm happy. I think I hit some good emotion in here. Uh, Rain saying that one was fast. Yeah, they're always fast. I see that Focus on Books got your work back. That's fantastic. Jackie, you have severe ADHD, so yeah, focusing it is tougher then to focus when you have something that prevents you from focusing, right? And so while I can give advice that applies to most people, when you have something like that, there are people out there who are much better trained, much better versed on the subject that can maybe help you out. So it might be something that you want to look into specifically for authors, because there are plenty of authors out there who have ADHD. So see, maybe there's a blog out there or some resources or something that you can look into. Ashley has to take off, but that's okay. Bond got 161. Excellent. Mullane, 627. Danny, 207. Focus on Books, 318. Excellent. And Emily, almost finished with your piece, so you'll finish after this mini break. That's fantastic. I personally have like 4 or 5 more sentences I need to add to finish off this chapter, so I'm probably going to do that right after this. But there is the fireside chat going on right now, so make sure you go check that out if you got the time, or if you want to do some more writing, go ahead and do that. Be sure you're subscribed to the channel, and if you wrote, let's say if you wrote 5 or more words, we'll put the bar real high. If you wrote 5 or more words, give me a thumbs up and a like on this video, so that YouTube knows that we're doing a good thing here and can hopefully push us to more writers out there, so we can get even more friends in here writing all their words too. If you have any questions or anything, you can find me over at W Campus. That's at w.com. Otherwise, I'll be back here, same bat time, same bat place, next Thursday. All things going according to plan. I'll be here, so I hope to see you then. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. I appreciate you working on your craft while I work on mine, and us holding each other accountable. And I will see you all later. Bye, everyone.